Borderlands movie gets a release date, Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong, and a supernatural entity kills anyone who cheats on their partner in a new horror movie. All on this Wednesday edition of Spill the Guts.
I like it spooky.
Hello and welcome. My name is Clint, and I am a co-host of the I Like It Spooky Horror podcast, which brings you a featured news, reviews, interviews, and entertainment show every other week. A rundown of free horror movies streaming on the Crackle and Redbox apps the first Tuesday and Thursday of each month, and this tri-weekly horror news blitz roundup every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today is Wednesday, August 2nd, and this just in. BloodyDisgusting.com reports that Eli Roth's Borderlands movie is now finally releasing next year in the summer of 2024. It's been a while since we've heard a peep about Eli Roth's Borderlands movie, an adaptation of the popular video game co-written by Roth and Joe Crombie, but we finally have a release date from Lionsgate, who will be releasing Borderlands on August 9th, 2024. The official plot synopsis for Lionsgate's Borderlands reads, Lilith, an infamous outlaw with a mysterious past, reluctantly returns to her home planet of Pandora to find the missing daughter of the universe's most powerful SOB, Atlas. Lilith forms an alliance with an unexpected team. Roland, a former elite mercenary, now desperate for redemption. Tiny Tina, a feral preteen demolitionist. Krieg, Tina's muscle-bound, rhetorically challenged protector. Tanis, the scientist with a tenuous grip on sanity, and Claptrap, a persistently wise-ass robot. These unlikely heroes must battle alien monsters and dangerous bandits to find and protect the missing girl, who may hold the key to unimaginable power. The fate of the universe could be in their hands, but they'll be fighting for something more, each other. The ensemble cast for the video game movie includes Jack Black as Claptrap, Florian Munteanu as Krieg, Ariana Greenblatt as Tiny Tina, Jamie Lee Curtis as Tanis, Cate Blanchett as Lilith, Kevin Hart as Roland, and Gina Gershon as Moxie. Next up, Fangoria.com reports that the Kings of the Monsters will face DC's biggest heroes in an epic crossover comic beginning in October as DC and Legendary announce Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong. What starts as a routine clash between the Justice League and the Legion of Doom takes a dangerous turn when the wall between worlds is breached, with Godzilla, Kong, and the Monsterverse emerging on DC's Earth. What ensues will be a brawl of unprecedented scale and destruction. For the monster fans out there, the first issue will also have a Godzilla and Kong roar sound effects gatefold variant cover. Both are brought by Christian Deuce and will hit shelves a bit later on November 14th, going for $14.99 each. Sound chips in the covers will have both Godzilla and Kong deliver battle roars when the gatefold is opened. An epic cover to match the epic nature of the crossover. This is just the latest development in Legendary's Monsterverse, which appears to be growing by the minute. We've got the Godzilla vs. Kong sequel coming our way next year, and Apple TV Plus has a TV show in the works set in the same universe as the films. Now we can add a clash with Batman and Superman to the list.
Holy journey to the center of the earth.
Alright, before we get to the last story of the day, we are going to pause for station identification and hear from our podcast network, the PFPN.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal: providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
Last story of the day comes from bloodydisgusting.com. What if there was a supernatural being whose sole purpose was to murder anyone who cheats on their partner? That's the premise of the film Cheat, premiering at Fright Fest this year, which runs from August 24th through the 28th in London. Variety reports that Black Mandala has acquired global rights ahead of Fright Fest to the film that was written and directed by Kevin Ignatius and Nick Sinakis from The Long Dark Trail. Cheat centers on an urban legend that a supernatural being from the afterlife will violently murder anyone who cheats on their partner. The film is set in a small Pennsylvania college town where the city's unusually high suicide rate is finally convincing locals and college students alike that all is not as it seems. The story focuses on a college woman who sleeps with the married man of the host family she is staying with. For information on the dark heart of cinema, the Fright Fest Film Festival, click over to frightfest.co.uk. And that is a wrap for your Wednesday news. Don't forget to connect with the I Like It Spooky Horror podcast through all mainstream social media platforms. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Listen in tomorrow morning for the 2nd August edition of our Appendages subcast, reporting on free horror movies available to stream on the Redbox app, and tomorrow evening to catch the early release of the next feature episode where we discuss the Grindhouse love letter that is Planet Terror, that also includes a major announcement at the end of the episode. And of course, don't miss more news this coming Friday, which will include a rundown of information on the Flashback Weekend Chicago HorrorCon happening this weekend, on another edition of Spill the Guts.
Hey, what's wrong with you, man? Show some fucking respect for the dead, will ya?
That was like information overload at the end there. You might want to rewind this and listen again.